what he did in the Superman animated show when he took out Dan, bro. First off, you didn't really see people die in WB Kids shows. And to see someone die on screen, and then the way it happened, to see what Darkseid did to Dan, bro, you talk about, to this day, that was one of the most emotional cartoon moments ever. Was when Darkseid turned around and shot right and went the Mega Beams, and Superman thought it was gonna be him. Then went around Superman to get Dan, and then was Superman's emotion when he went down and just started banging like I think it was a tank or one of Darkseid, and he was just hitting it where it was vibrating throughout the whole city. Oh man, I did cry then. And then he was at the funeral. And that's how the show ended. I was like, whoo, that was... All right, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another death battle. Well, the second episode of me ever reacting to a death battle. The first one was pretty funny. Some people were right. A lot of people was wrong. And I'm talking about in the comment section, some of y'all, a lot of y'all was a little too into it. And I realized, but I read most of those comments, and a lot of y'all didn't listen to the stuff I said in the video. I'm not going to go through all that, but some of y'all who did, correct me, I appreciate that. Y'all did it respectfully and actually listened to what I said. I appreciate that. Yes, I will admit, and I'm going to do it in this video, I'm going to watch the whole thing. Because I remember I did that reaction a while ago. When I did it, I reacted, if I remember it correctly, mostly just the battle, and then I didn't want to hear all the explanation. And a lot of y'all said you should have listened first. You're right. And I still can disagree with them too, because somebody said something about, somebody said something about, what was it? He sneezed, Superman sneezed and did something to the galaxy. It was, first off, it's the video of Goku versus Superman. I didn't believe for not even a little bit that Superman can beat Goku in that video. I will look at it again. I still haven't. I just came back from the holiday and I did that video a while ago. But a lot of people were saying that, well, not a lot of people. Some were saying that yes, Goku and the Z Fighters can destroy the planets with their fingertips, but Superman sneezed and I think he did something to the galaxy. I gotta look at it again. And my response to that, I didn't say the comment, but my response is that canon Superman, or is that one of them comics that are in a different universe to where they make their own story? Like this, for example. Like this movie, for example. This is Batman, right? This Batman story is not canon is not in the line, I should say, to the original Batman story with the Justice League. It's an extra comic that someone made in different universe, changed the story up. It was good. But what happens here, you can't put in the originality story of Batman. And that was my question. I don't remember that comic. Maybe I read it, but I said in the video too, which a lot of people didn't listen to. But I said in the video, I haven't read every comic, but so I could have either forgot or just never read that one with Superman. But my question is to that response is that Superman like with the original Superman story and with the Justice League, or is that something like this that someone made and just put a Superman in there and just made him overpowered? I don't know. But there were some things that I did see in that video that I was wrong in, and the one was actually watch the whole video and pay attention. I'm still a DC fan. Like a lot of y'all, some of y'all get really emotional. I hope y'all were kids. It would be sad if that was showing hateful messages over opinion. It would be sad if y'all were adults. But yeah, shout out to the ones that had common sense to just be respectful. Like, yo, bro. And even when I was like, oh, my bad, it was like, you didn't even have to apologize. It was just something you was wrong on here. And I can respect that. But I can't help how emotional some people are. I was already in that first video said that I didn't want to do, I wasn't even into it, because in my opinion, until I look and do more research, now that I'm back from the holiday, I want to do more research on it. But until I get that research factual, I still say Goku was better. I still look at it as insulting that Goku died and Superman didn't. But I gotta look at it. So shout out to y'all who was giving me the comics, who's telling me about the comic situation and all that stuff. I'm gonna look into it and I'll make another video of it. I will do another reaction to that video and watch the whole thing. And then if it's something I want to change, I'll let y'all know. But anyway, we are in a new video. And oh, by the way, because someone asked me, how do I deal with those people that was like in the comments of the other video? I don't pay attention to it. It makes me laugh. because at the end of the day, these are superhero comics, and this is not something that we should take too seriously. But it makes me laugh to see how some people take it to where they're threatening you and saying, "Oh, because I don't know this one little thing, I'm not a DC." It makes me laugh. If you're doing YouTube, you got to know this comes with it, especially when it comes to stuff like this. So, you know, it is what it is. If you're going to do YouTube, because this is someone that asked me because he wants to do YouTube, but he doesn't like how he want to be in that situation that I was in. I'm like, look, I could have said everything perfect and I still would have gotten that kind of reaction. So you just got to do you. Anyway, now that we're 5 minutes in the video, let's go ahead and get into this. This one, which I was also advised to look at in the comments. I'll be looking at the comments. Have I seen everyone? No. I give it like a certain time that I'll be looking at it, then I just move on because I got so many videos that I do. But this one I was advised to look at Thanos versus Darkseid. Now, before I watch the video, I will say, I see outside of this is just me, outside of the gauntlet that Thanos has, I don't see any way that Thanos is going to beat Darkseid. In my opinion, from what I've read, from what I've seen, Darkseid is not only stronger, but his Omega beings would, yeah. Darkseid doesn't need the gauntlet to dominate. You know, it takes Superman giving it his all. Well, again, depending on which most of the it was like giving his all to take out Thanos. And I personally think Superman can take out Thanos within a heartbeat. Thanos is, I ain't gonna say nothing. He is not as strong as people think he is without the gauntlet. You know, I mean, heck, you saw when Captain Marvel was fighting him in Endgame, and nothing. She just looked at him like, and Thor had him, was going to destroy him, and that was when he had the gauntlet. But Thor didn't know about the, take out the head, which was a cool little plot twist, little thing at Infinity War. But anyway, Darkseid don't need any of that. That brother sits there with his hands behind his back, uses Omega beams, and that brother will smack, but that little smack will make you fly across the galaxy. So I'm putting my vote on Darkseid. Let me know in the comments who you put it on, and let's see if that's what they think. And I'm gonna watch the whole video this time. Learn from your mistakes. You're right. When I do reactions, watch the whole thing. Anyway, light off. Here we go. Shout out to Death Battle, the YouTube channel. All right, should I put this up here? I'll do it like that.
Power. Some spend entire lives in search of it, while for others, it is their birthright. But what truly matters in the end is how it's used.
Like with Thanos, the ultimate villain of the Avengers.
And Darkseid, arch nemesis to the Justice League.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Over 1 million years ago, when mankind's evolution first broke away from the apes, the cosmic celestials arrived on Earth. They experimented on the human race, creating 3 separate variants. The powerful and beautiful Eternals, destined for immortality. Those with a latent mutated gene, which would one day spawn the X-Men. And a deformed, disturbing subspecies known as the Deviants.
Like
is the Eternals movie underrated in y'all opinion?
Anyway,
let me know in the comments. I'm talking about the movie. Let me know in the comments.
Saturn, thanks to this science wizard named Mentor, whose collar's like the lampshade I put on my dog to make him stop licking his junk.
Charming. But while the Eternals seemed like a perfect people, Mentor's own son would change this forever and force the cosmos to its knees. His name was Thanos.
You were a fool to betray me, Ronan. Prepare to meet your doom.
Thanos was born into a life of luxury. Sure, his mom went totally insane and tried to kill him right away, but
Dang.
What do you think you'd do if you popped out a creepy California raisin,
know
baby?
It seems the Celestials' experiments weren't quite so different from
I know
each
more
other.
DC
Despite
comics
his
than
eternal
Marvel, so
heritage,
some stuff I
Thanos'
don't know here
large,
with Marvel.
disproportionate body
A
and
lot.
thick purple skin were thanks
wait.
to a deviant mutation.
Height 6'7", chaos. Okay. Dang, 2,235 years old. Race, Eternal, birth name, Titan, just like the movie. Okay. This video is long, so I don't want to pause too much.
Would mean everyone would hate him, but nope. The Eternals were super progressive and totally cool with a wrinkly grimace walking around.
In fact, Thanos was greatly admired for his exceptional intelligence and creativity. He was set for a positive and decorated future.
Until he threw it all away for a girl. Hey, I don't blame him. Lots of guys do crazy shit for hot chicks. Especially when you're a secret
They
murder-happy
do for love.
psycho who's obsessed with the physical manifestation
I didn't
of
know
death.
that.
To earn Death's reciprocal love, Thanos took a journey, a quest, to ravage the universe in her name.
And as an Eternal, he had plenty of superhuman power to do it. He was already the strongest and fastest Eternal around, but he boosted his power even more with bionic and magic enhancements.
And
Oh,
while
wow,
his
I didn't
physical
know
and
that. Hold
psionic
on.
abilities are impressive,
He was already
This
the
is
strongest
shows you how
and
much I know
fastest
about Thanos.
Eternal
I didn't know he
around,
had that
but
kind of
he boosted
abilities.
his power even more with bionic and magic enhancements.
and while his physical and psionic
Maybe I
abilities
might-
are impressive, his
Wait.
incredible genius led to building massive spaceships, shields that can withstand planet-level attacks, and even a time window.
And
Maybe
the
I
most
might be
badass
wrong here
drone
about
ever.
Darkseid. We'll
It
see.
comes
I'm still gonna
packed
say
with its own
Darkseid.
laser weapons, light speed travel, and it can teleport through space and time.
And unlike most Eternals, Thanos has also dabbled in the mystic arts. Petrification, curses, even some of his throne's abilities seem to be more magic than hard science.
This is before
All
the-
of this
the gauntlet.
potential makes Thanos an incredibly dangerous foe.
Yeah, good luck trying to hurt him. He can survive pretty much anything, including a gun specifically designed to kill him. He even shot himself in the face with it just to prove how goddamn awesome he is. Don't
Wow.
try that at home, kids.
He's strong enough to overpower 2 Thors at once, snap a universal weapon known for its extreme durability, and even lift the gargantuan Galactus engine.
A giant super rocket big enough to move
I might be
planets.
wrong here on
According to
Darkseid. Guess
Mr.
we'll see.
Fantastic, and that guy knows his stuff, this thing is hundreds of miles
I didn't know he was
long.
that strong
While
in
the
the comics.
Galactus engine's size seems to vary from comic to comic, Reed's assertion matches its appearance when it propelled Ego the Living Planet. By examining the engine in 3 separate parts, applying the density of steel, and comparing Ego's diameter of 4,165 miles, we've found that Thanos must be lifting about 50 quintillion tons. That's like holding up 140 trillion Empire State Buildings.
Wow.
And he's doing this inside the gut of a living Kurt Russell planet that eats other planets and even
And let me give a
stars.
shout out to Death Battle. I love how they be animating this and their research and all this stuff. I know these videos don't take, it's not a walk in the park. So actually, where's the leave a like? Yeah, definitely support them. Like that, I know it ain't easy.
Man, I thought I had an iron stomach.
But destroying a star isn't a simple thing. Any energy directed toward a star would just be absorbed and adapted to. Only by completely nullifying a star's constant energy output can it be eliminated.
So Ego's stomach acid must be deadlier than freaking supernovas or a black hole. He'd probably love Mama Boomstick's world-famous ghost pepper pie.
Ugh.
It's fine, just dip it in some squirrel paste.
Surviving the stomach of Ego isn't so far-fetched for Thanos, considering he's also survived a dip in a black hole, extreme reality warping across the metaverse, and the voice of Black Bolt.
What's so special about this guy, you ask? Well, with just a whisper, he obliterated 1 billion tons of rock. This guy can easily break a planet with just one shout, and Thanos took 3 of them to the face.
Although
Wow.
Thanos isn't known for being a speedster character, he's still quick enough to battle the likes of Silver Surfer, a being who can cover 500,000 light years in just a couple of seconds, putting him over 3 trillion times faster than light. With so many impressive showings, it's hard to truly find a weakness.
Except for one.
Oh, god damn it.
Thank you.
That's
Glad to
cool.
be here. It's me, Deadpool, slayer of Deathstrokes, befriender of ponies, and breaker of mad Titan hearts. I'm like Casanova, the ravenous reaper can't get enough of me, and Thanos just hates that. Ooh.
Well, Thanos did curse him so he couldn't die and be with her.
I know, right? He's a big purple crybaby. Have you seen that chin, though? It's like he got hit in the face with a slap chop.
Don't you have like a party in Ponytown to be at?
Ah, come on, buddy. You can't have a death battle season without Deadpool, right?
We did. The last one.
Nobody counts that one. I mean, that's a year you pit a dog in a trench coat against a goddamn bear. What did you think would happen?
Yeah.
Whatever. I know when I'm not wanted. See you next year. DP out.
Oh, good riddance.
I look forward to the
Even
movie
with all
Deadpool
of these
3.
powers and abilities, Thanos still felt he needed something more to impress Death. Think he's compensating for something, Wiz?
Oh, absolutely. So he built the Infinity Gauntlet, a golden glove which harnessed the power of 6 multicolored gems, known as Infinity Stones. With these, he could control the full spectrum of space, reality, mind,
That was such
power,
a sick moment in
soul,
theaters
and
when he
time.
just grabbed the
And
move,
with
just how he
those
did it.
powers
Oh,
combined,
dude.
he
Everybody in
summons
theater was like, oh my
Captain
goodness.
Planet.
Well, more like the destruction of half the universe, but sure, whatever.
Steve?
I remember 2 ladies
Yeah,
were
same
crying when
difference.
Spider-Man
Oh, wait,
evaporated.
isn't the Time Stone the green one in Doctor Strange's necklace?
Well, in the movie universe, the Time Stone is green, but in the original comic series, it's orange. This is because every universe has its own unique Infinity Gauntlet that works exclusively there. And sometimes the stones are different in color. Here, just follow this handy diagram I made.
Yeah, don't care. So with all the stones, he wiped out half the universe with only a snap of his fingers. But he also started going a bit crazy and began to doubt his ability to perform. Hey, happens to the best of us.
Yet it never keeps the Mad Titan at bay for long, whose constant lust for power and godly status in the universe is only matched by his drive to just kill everybody.
Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives.
Josh
all
Brolin
the
was
same.
perfect for the role of
Now
Thanos.
it's here. Or should I say, I am.
That was an intense moment.
10 billion years ago, the primeval old gods clashed in a cosmic civil
Here we
war
go,
called
Darkseid.
Ragnarok.
Maybe I'll
That
learn
the one
something new
with
that I
Thor
didn't know
and
of
Jeff
Darkseid.
Goldblum?
No. Yes, kind of. The battle was so great that the result was an explosion that tore the gods asunder, sending a great god wave throughout the metaverse, eventually birthing a new generation known as the New Gods.
How original! Well, some of these include Alpine Space Skier, Fancy Pants Shakespeare, and this cyborg spider Humpty Dumpty. Half of these guys ended up on a beautiful paradise world called New Genesis, while the rest got stuck on an actual fireball called Apocalypse. With a K.
Among these damned souls was Prince Euxis, second in line to the throne behind his older brother Drax. Not Dave Bautista Drax, but
I was about to
DC
say,
Drax.
wait, why is Drax in
man,
that
I
picture?
really like that guy. He's not afraid to say what he's thinking.
You are horrifying to look at, yes.
To rule Apocalypse, Drax was meant to enter the mysterious Omega Pit and absorb the Omega Effect, a force of destructive entropy bound within Apocalypse.
But being the crafty bastard he was, Euxis tricked DC Drax into getting killed and stole the loot for himself.
And so the Omega Effect transformed Euxis into the physical manifestation of tyranny, Darkseid.
Now what?
Now you die.
As the king of Apocalypse, Darkseid entered
I
a war on the
love,
universe.
by the way,
with-
bro, the animated movie Darkseid voice is good. Especially like Apocalyptic War, that was good. The TV show and the Justice League. Wait, they're the same. That the voices of Darkseid is amazing in the TV show. The cartoon. Wait a minute. Yeah, Michael Ironside. That man. Talk about intensity, fear. He embodied Darkseid. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Darkseid voice actor, but he was the best one. One of my favorite parts was when Justice League Unlimited, he had Brainiac, the power of Brainiac, and just how he said it. He was like, "Your friends have abandoned you or fallen before my might." Just how he said it, it was like, "You're nearly a man." He was holding Superman like that he tried to break his back. I was like, dang. But I will say, Darkseid also had one of the most heartbreaking moments, not of him, it was because of him. What he did in the Superman animated show, when he took out Dan, bro. First off, you didn't really see people die in WB Kids shows. And to see someone die on screen, and then the way it happened, to see what Darkseid did to Dan, bro, you talk about, to this day, that was one of the most emotional cartoon moments ever. Was when Darkseid turned around and shot right and went the Mega Beams, and Superman thought it was gonna be him. Then went around Superman to get Dan, and then was Superman's emotion when he went down and just started banging like I think it was a tank or one of Darkseid, and he was just hitting it where it was vibrating throughout the whole city. Oh man, I did cry then. And then he was at the funeral. And that's how the show ended. I was like, whoo, that was emotional. Rest in peace to Dan, bro. Like, that was unexpected. You did not expect that. Oh man, to this day, that was one of the most. But that's Darkseid for you. And shout out to WB Kids for taking that route, to taking that risk, because they was always, cartoons like playing it safe. They didn't there, and it's not like they showed blood or anything. But they didn't. I don't think they ever showed anybody get killed. Period on their shows on WB Network. But that was, it showed. Yeah, that was an emotional scene.
Whether he was kicking New Genesis' ass or giving the Man of Steel a hard time, Darkseid was always working toward his one goal, conquering all life.
And thanks to his new god physiology, he has incredible superhuman strength,
with
speed,
Brainiac.
agility,
That was
and
what I was
even
talking about right
immortality.
there.
He's already over 245,000 years old, and that's given him plenty of time to push the limits of the Omega Effect.
He's got a whole bunch of cool Omega powers that break all the rules of nature. He can teleport across time and space, fly at unthinkable speeds.
I'm still gonna go with Darkseid, man. He just as a fade, he's one of my favorite
Something he's pretty
villains.
used to doing. The scale between the Prime Universe and Darkseid's own universe, the Fourth World, is vast. He travels between universes via boom tubes, which automatically adjusts his size to what is considered normal within his
That was
destination.
so sick in
Otherwise,
Injustice, bro.
he'd have a
He
hard
was actually
time
one of my favorite
fitting
characters to use
given
in
that the
Injustice, too.
normal size of a new god is about the size of a star.
Oh yeah, I've had that kind of trouble with my boomstick tube.
He can use various psionic powers like telekinesis and telepathy, and can easily manipulate sentient beings thanks to a cosmic awareness of the multiverse powered by 18 divine senses.
Wow.
I bet he never forgets
Yeah, I like
where he
this
leaves his
channel.
keys.
They be showing
Like
stuff
a
I didn't even know.
space-age necromancer, Darkseid can possess living or deceased beings, controlling them like puppets. He can even control basic inanimate objects, just like the Nomad of Nowhere.
Holy shit! Wiz, never thought I'd say this, but I might have had too much to drink.
But Darkseid's deadliest technique is his signature Omega Beams.
Omega
These
Beams.
burning lasers of hatred are capable of instant sharp turns and tracking multiple targets at once.
They're splitting up. They can do that? They're locked on us.
On contact, the beams can either disintegrate their target, transmute matter, erase beings from
That
existence,
scene
or
right
trap
there.
enemies
Oh,
in the
man, that
Omega
broke my
Sanction.
heart.
The Omega Sanction is a sort of life trap. Its target enters
this
a
day,
self-contained
20-some
reality
years later,
where they
it
live
still
out
stays
an
in my
infinite
mind.
number of lives for eternity.
Wait, what?
Oh, that doesn't sound...
Omega Sanction. The Omega Sanction is a sort of life trap. Its target enters a self-contained reality where they live out an infinite number of lives for eternity.
Oh, that doesn't sound so bad. I'd just do a Bill Murray and use all those lives to learn piano or save a dog or... Yeah, that's probably about it.
Well, there's a catch. Each life in the Sanction gets progressively worse as it goes, including how you die. When the third Mr. Miracle was trapped in it, he was fairly unaware, until he was beaten, burned, mutilated, and castrated, broken to a point of intentionally overdosing. And that was just his first life in the Sanction.
Oh. No thanks. I'm good.
Dang.
To overpower the multiverse, Darkseid would face some pretty steep competition.
Get out of my face.
However, his power eclipses those of even some of the strongest heroes around.
He's fast enough to take a trip to the Source Wall in just a few seconds. That's at the very edge of existence. So, you're not gonna be able to map quest that shit.
The edge of the observable universe is about 45 billion light years away, and scientists hypothesize the actual scale is over 106 sextillion times greater. It took a whole year for the legendary Helm of Nabu to make this journey. But for Darkseid, all of 5 seconds.
Wow.
To pull this off, he'd have to be moving over 87 duodecillion times the speed of light.
Which is
Dang.
totally a real number.
Yeah,
that
I
understand.
think I'm right
But
on
if
this one
he's
with
super
Darkseid,
big
even
in
though Thanos
Fourth
had a
World,
impressive
wouldn't he have an
resume, too.
easier time getting to the edge?
We're factoring the scaling across his universe as a whole. Besides, technically the Fourth World is 4 billion years older than our own universe, so the distance to the edge is probably even further.
He's so quick, he can choke out Superman before he even sees him move, or knock him out cold in just a few bitch slaps. And Superman can survive supernovas to the face. Also, since Darkseid wasn't affected by the Crisis Mega Reboot, it's still canon that he can blitz pre-Crisis soups who can sneeze solar systems away.
There we
Darkseid
go.
is
That's what
strong
they was
enough to
talking
crush a
about.
lantern.
When I had that Superman versus Goku who can
Darkseid wasn't
sneeze
affected
universe.
by the
Okay, so
Crisis
that's what they
Mega
said.
Reboot, it's still canon that he can blitz pre-Crisis soups who can sneeze solar...
Yeah, I don't remember that one. That looks like the actual regular timeline of Superman. It wasn't like a made-up universe. All right, well, that's impressive. And Darkseid is over
away.
here.
Darkseid
And they
is
said he
strong
could
enough to-
slap Superman a couple times and knock him
Can
out.
choke out Superman before he even sees him move, or knock him out cold in just a few bitch slaps.
That's crazy.
And Superman can survive supernovas to
So
the
that's
face.
one thing that this has proven is that these TV shows and movies definitely nerf characters like Darkseid, Thanos, because first off, I didn't know all that stuff about Thanos. The Infinity Gauntlet was the one I knew more about anything, and then Darkseid here, I've learned more from just here alone than I've ever had. You know, I knew he was strong. That's why I chose Darkseid, and I knew he was very powerful, but I didn't know to this extent. And even with the Superman blow, you know, like how y'all said in the comments below, that dang, whew, that TV show, especially and Superman as well, they nerfed these characters. I guess you have to. If not, Superman's going to win every battle. Because if my memory, correct me if I'm wrong, is it true that when Superman first became a thing, like in the comics, he never had kryptonite? And then because he always won, they added something to make him weak. Isn't that true? Somebody told me that in the beginning, if you read like the first comics of Superman, the first ever, and he never had kryptonite. I can research that, but just let me know in the comments below. Brother sneezing and
since
the
Darkseid
whole
wasn't
universe.
affected by the Crisis Mega Reboot, it's still canon that he can blitz pre-Crisis soups who can sneeze solar systems away.
Darkseid is
Sneeze
strong enough to
solar
crush a
systems away.
lantern
That's
ring
crazy.
with ease, destroy planets with his Omega beams, and wipe out the Justice League with a single strike. Even with all this power, Darkseid believed he could not dominate the universe until he discovered his ultimate prize, the anti-life equation.
Yep, I was an anti-life
I knew
equation.
numbers were bad for you. Take that, Miss Jensen, and your stupid ruler.
The anti-life is technically an entity of its own, a fragmented piece of the source from which all life originates. However, Darkseid discovered a formula which essentially manipulates the anti-life's presence in all living things, in a manner which definitively proves that all freedom and hope are meaningless efforts.
So it's math that just makes you sad.
Yes, and a slave to Darkseid, but yes. So the anti-life is pretty weird, but you know what's even more so? The Darkseid that you think you know isn't actually Darkseid.
Say what now?
He became the very essence of tyranny itself. This non-corporeal god rests in the higher plane of Fourth World and molds avatars of his consciousness to interact with the multiverse around him. While each avatar is weaker than his true self, it's a necessary handicap, as his own existence in a universe other than Fourth World would shatter the laws of reality, ending time and space as we know
Dude,
it.
like,
The
oh my
sheer
goodness.
power of the Omega Effect threatens entire cosmos, similar to how its equal, the Astroforce, could counter an Oblivion Bomb, capable of annihilating the universe in a single blast.
Holy shit! His avatar may lose some power, but it's still tough enough to survive a bomb Lex Luthor designed to rip apart
So
existence
basically,
and
the ones that we've been seeing losing is not even the real Darkseid. So the one that Superman is having issues with, still wins but have issues with, is not even the real. Wow. So I mean, they explain how easy the Darkseid can defeat Superman. A man who can sneeze a universe away can get knocked out in 2 seconds. What did he say earlier? He can break his neck before Superman even moves. All right, Darkseid. I already chose you to win, but you still eclipsed what I thought you was going to
shot
be.
from Marvelous Marno's Master Blaster.
I look forward to
which
seeing this
sounds
video of them
like it
fight
was
each
made
other.
up by a circus clown, and that kind of makes sense because apparently no life form can stand up to it, just like clowns.
Except for Darkseid.
Well, Darkseid isn't immune to all guns. All you need is a neat little Radion bullet.
Think of Radion as the new god's kryptonite. Despite all his power, Darkseid is far from invincible.
What? That was Batman there too. Of course, Batman
And
always
that
try to
kinda
figure
makes
stuff
sense
out.
because apparently no life
Wait.
rip apart existence, and a shot from Marvelous Marno's Master Blaster, which sounds like it was made up by a circus clown. And that kind of makes sense because apparently no life form can stand up to it, just like clowns.
Except for Darkseid.
Well, Darkseid isn't immune to all guns. All you need is a neat little Radion bullet.
Think of Radion as the new god's kryptonite. Despite all his power, Darkseid is far from invincible. He's had his heart ripped out, his soul stolen by death, and his essence shattered by Superman, singing.
Hey, Darkseid, look at this photograph!
To this day, even after so many cataclysmic events, the Lord of Apocalypse continues his mission. Every living being in the multiverse will bend to the will of Darkseid.
I don't know. I stick with
It seems I
Darkseid.
have you to thank for
They're
my
both are
restoration.
impressive, him and Thanos,
Though
but
your world will suffer slowly, I grant
Yeah.
you a quick death.
even after all that Thanos said, I don't even think he has a chance against Darkseid.
All right, the
We'll see.
combatants
Here we
are
go.
set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, I need something that can sate my godly hunger.
It can fly, it can teleport, it'll send you through time and space, and it's
goodness.
perfect for gaming. You follow me? Sure you do. You're a forward-thinking guy.
At last, there it is.
Hey, Thanos! Buddy! how are you doing? Rocking that chin as always.
Get off my throne and kneel. Face death at the hand of your new emperor.
You know not the infinite wealth of destruction I command.
Oh wow, he just knocked him in his face.
Tactics crushing you under my feet. Passing nothing to me. Turn the dust. Left 100 feet. Let's go with it.
Darkseid still has his hands behind his back. Look, still has his hands behind his back. Darkseid's winning this.
Dare strike me. Make for the sweet release of gas.
You first.
Oh wow. Homie still has his hands behind his back. Oh, there we go. Oh no, he put it back. Uh-oh. Oh, that's sick.
I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm the king. Let's get it on. I'm here. Don't give me love. Just feel it. Since I made my commit at the universe.
Literally, them fighting, the whole planet will be destroyed.
I got Death's phone number and I'm making a call.
That was sick. Yeah, that glove, man.
Give me respect. I bring spirits to death. Now legal settle your debt. Live to get to the
Wow.
I never regret. Heads roll when I step in. Give me your neck.
A little bit like Infinity War. These dudes are playing with planets, bro. I think they're just playing around with planets.
I am Thanos. Thanos is supreme. Thanos is God.
Battle for the universe. Let's get striking. Feel the power and the force.
It ain't over.
Energy blast hit fast. Our beams like lightning. Who can win?
Yeah, it ain't over.
God or the hands of a titan. I'm the king. I'm the king. Yeah, hard and pride crash like when stars collide. Feel it all inside. Ready for your
That's
soul to
crazy.
rise. I'm the king.
Comics really be making these characters overpowered, bro. Superman too.
King.
Look at, they're playing with galaxies, solar systems. I gotta research Galactus because I gotta see, is Galactus stronger than this? I can't remember. I don't remember much of him. I know he was a devourer of worlds, but they're doing basically the same thing. Basically, look at this.
arms bore me, but this will bring a smile to my face.
Oh, wow.
It'll have to wait.
Coward! Who are you? Who are you?
I'll show you.
This is who I am.
Oh, the variants. That's why he was making disappear, but this is the real one.
Your reality is far from my own. You have no power here.
I am Thanos. I am all things. This is who I am.
Pitiful.
Is he looking at us?
Oh my
Oh my
goodness,
God!
bro.
It's Deadpool with a gun!
And it'll repeat itself, right? Just like he explained earlier.
Behold,
Yep.
endless death.
So you watching any anime?
Yep. Darkseid.
Man, that's the worst way he could have gone out. Because now he's gonna be dying over and
For
over
eternity.
and over.
Thanos was an
Darkseid is sitting
incredible
there.
foe, especially while wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. Unfortunately, the gauntlet had a fatal flaw.
Yeah, that golden glove only works in its own universe, and Darkseid could easily move the fight to new ones with his boomstick tubes. Universe hopping is kind of his thing.
The Reed Richards of the Interdimensional Council of Reeds figured this out. Its 3 founding members, Reed, Reed, and Reed, each possessed Infinity Gauntlets, but discovered that they couldn't work outside of their own universes.
The gauntlet had no
Wow, I
problem
didn't know
making
that.
Darkseid's avatar not feel so good. But since Darkseid's true form was always in the Fourth World universe, Thanos couldn't actually finish him off with the gauntlet.
Even if this fight took place in entirely neutral territory, the victor wouldn't change. Thanos' gauntlet wouldn't work, and true Darkseid's presence would actually just destroy everything just by being there.
But he didn't just lose because of the gauntlet. He really couldn't keep up with the space golem.
Even going toe-to-toe with a being as fast as Silver Surfer was nothing compared to when Darkseid took a trip to the edge of existence. This puts Darkseid almost 28 octillion times faster than Thanos.
And his Omega effect scales to the Astro Force, which could equal the Oblivion Bomb's universe-destroying blast. This means the Omega effect and Infinity Gauntlet were both pretty even in terms of destructive ability. But unlike Thanos, Darkseid can use his Omega powers whenever and wherever he wants.
Once he lost the gauntlet, Thanos could certainly survive star-level attacks, and even greater. But universal destruction is definitely a bit more than his purple Eternal hide could handle. And even after that, Darkseid had plenty of ways to end the fight whenever he wanted, like the Omega Sanction.
Thanos was super powerful, but Darkseid was just faster, stronger, and even more ruthless.
And if you think about it, Thanos needed the Infinity Gauntlet to become a god, but Darkseid already was one.
That's why I said, I was like, it's a difference. Darkseid don't need that.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
The winner is Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Hey, thanks for watching this year's season
All right,
finale.
shout out to Death Battle. I'm definitely gonna do more. And I see there's a Deadpool versus Deathstroke right there. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what's the next one I should watch. I do have to look at that Superman versus Goku again, out of fairness, because y'all was right. Some of y'all was right. That I need to look at it and listen and watch the whole thing. So I'll look at that. But let me know what other Death Battles y'all want me to react to, and which one did y'all choose? Even though y'all probably saw it already. How long is it? How old was this? 5 years ago. Okay, so it's been out for a while. I'm still new to this, but it's cool because it's fresh. It's fresh for me. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. I know this video is pretty long. And yeah, I'll check you later.